To our second leading story now, there's been a top government level resignation in Sierra Leone. Chief Justice Abdulai Hamid Charm resigned his position according to a statement from the presidency. President Julius Maada Bio has since nominated a replacement for him, but something has kept Sierra Leoneans talking. Did the Chief Justice resign willingly, or was he forced out of office? There are indeed many rumors around his resignation, some of them which we will be talking about a little later.
I would add to what you have just said that Sierra Leone press reports a less significant disagreement between the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and some government ministers over the proposed reform of the judicial system, particularly regarding changes that the government led by President Julius Maada Bio considers essential to its income mobilization program. The media also reported that Abdulai Hamid Charm did not approve proposals for early retirement, cost reduction and restructuring of the judiciary, including the appointment of new judges to the Supreme Court, proposed by some judges.
With us from Freetown, Sierra Leone now is our correspondent, Eric Kawa. Eric, thank you for joining us on the program. Chief Justice Abdulai Hamid Charm has resigned, but there are many rumors over his resignation. Let me bring you one of them. The controversy over a 70-year-old man given a 48-hour sentence for raping a 13-year-old. Was this case in any way linked to the Chief Justice's resignation?
Well, I can't say he was related, but coincidentally, it comes a day after the 70-year-old rape victim was found guilty and sentenced to 2 days in jail by a Freetown magistrate, John Bosco Aliu, whose decision was said to be based on the grounds of the accused being abnormal. The ruling comes days after Sierra Leone's First Lady Fatima Bio launched the campaign against gender-based violence, which she tagged Hands Off Our Girls. Gender rights activists are angry and want the ruling overturned. On the other hand, the reasons as to why the former Chief Justice resigned were not stated. However, unconfirmed reports speculate that the government had asked the former Chief Justice to make sweeping changes to the judiciary, including the retirement of senior court judges, to make way for appointments which he disagreed to. It is, however, not a surprise to many since the former Chief Justice was appointed by former President Ernest Bai Koroma, and thus it is always common for governments in Africa to work directly with their appointees. His decision left many wondering as to whether he resigned willingly or was forced to do so. Justice Charm was appointed by former President Koroma in 2015, succeeding Chief Justice Tijan Jallow. He has worked as State Counsel at the Director of Public Prosecutions Divisions of the Law Officers Department and a judge of the High Court of Sierra Leone, and served as a judge of the Residual Special Court of Sierra Leone, among other key positions he held.
So apparently he's been there for a while, but in what states has Chief Justice Hamid Charm left the Sierra Leonean judiciary?
Basically, Sierra Leone's judiciary has been criticized for quite a long time, irrespective of who heads it. There have been several allegations of political involvement in the judicial system, and Sierra Leoneans have been calling for positions such as that of the Chief Justice not to be based on political appointment. The judiciary in general was criticized for the case concerning the sacking of former Vice President Alhaji Samsumana. With all the criticisms, though, they have been able to try certain individuals, and culprits have been sent to jail. But there are several concerns of some perpetrators walking free without facing the stipulated punishments.
Eric, so we now have Desmond Babatunde Edwards appointed by the president, and he will most likely be approved by Parliament. What do you think he could bring to the table?
The man in question has served as Judge of Sierra Leone's High Court, Justice of the Court of Appeal, and also lectured at the Sierra Leone Law School. His appointment is subject to parliamentary approval later today. In an interview, Justice Edwards granted to a local newspaper, Awoko News, in October, he said the judiciary is faced with limited number of judges and magistrates to cover all courts in the country. He was quoted as saying the judiciary is in dire need of money. The fact that the judiciary judiciary is not receiving adequate funding means the duty of delivering justice is being undermined. End of quote. If approved, it is hoped that Justice Babatunde Edwards brings reforms to the judicial system, especially in addressing corruption-related issues, gender-based violence, and other criminal cases.
First, we would have to wait for his approval, but I'd like to thank you very much for your insights, for bringing us the latest on this story. Thank you very much, Eric.